Well, today's topic, as all of you know, is decisive competitive edge and unrefusable offer. It is a very interesting topic, and I'm sure all of us will enjoy it. So, what is the situation today? What is going on? As we know that in order to retain our customers or get some more customers, competition is becoming fiercer than ever. There are too many players in the market, and there's too much of competition, and there's a constant pressure either on price or offering some new features or give some extra service and just try to get one-upmanship as compared to the competition. Now, in this context, if we are doing that, if we are in this kind of situation, what becomes more important is marketing. Becomes very critical. So, if that is the case, let us quickly understand what we mean by marketing in the words of Dr. Goldratt. There is a small video that I would like to share with you. So, let's have a look at that.
Somehow confuse marketing with sales. So maybe we should use some stronger words to deliver the message of what is marketing and what is sales and how different they are from each other. Marketing, in my eyes, is spreading the corn for the ducks to come and sit. Sales is taking a gun and shoot a sitting duck. And if the duck is not sitting, but moving like a mosquito, don't blame the salesperson. Blame the fact that you don't have marketing. Or in other words, marketing is bringing the market to desire your product or your service. When you're at stage of marketing, you don't see an individual prospect. You see maximum a section of the market in front of your eyes. Sales is you see a specific prospect and your job is close the deal. Close the deal. Now, if you think that it's easy to shoot a sitting duck, try to do it. And remember, if you miss and the bullet goes near his ear, he's not sitting anymore. He's flown. Good marketing means have a lot of sitting ducks with glue on their feet. Now, how do you do it? What is the real problem today that prevents companies from doing a good job in marketing? What is the problem? What is the core problem? From analyzing the market, and I will not go today in the full analysis, I will just rely on things that we've already established, which is the problem, once again, is this notion of local optima is the way to reach the global optima, the local notion of things. And this is what creates the real conflict for marketing. It stems from the fact that due to this local approach of looking at things, trying to optimize each portion in isolation, we have increased drastically one of the perception of value that exists in the field. You see, when you have a product or a service, there are two different perceptions of value for this same product. One is a perception of value of the supplier. Now, what is it based on? If you really look on it, it's based on actually the efforts that went into providing this product. The more efforts, the more money, the more time it took you as a provider to bring this product from nothing into the hands of the client, the more you think that it's valuable. If you put into the material $1,000 and then you had to work so much and you had to put new technology and you had to build a whole expensive distribution thing in order to provide it, you think that the value is high.
So, we have heard this video. There are few points that I would like to summarize. One is that marketing is about spreading the corn for the ducks to come and sit. So, it is about bringing the market to desire your product or service. And good marketing is having a lot of sitting ducks with glue on their feet and knowing that does cons is also an important thing. Another thing that Dr. Goddard said that sale is taking a gun and shooting a sitting duck, closing the deal. So this is by far, according to me, is the most difficult thing. And what surprised me most when I heard this video, when he said, and that is why I showed this video, that what is the problem that prevents marketing from doing a good job? It is the notion of local optima. Now, how could local optima come in the way of marketing? When we all of us know what is local optima, right? Each department works for itself, and there's no subordination happening. But how come marketing is affected by that? I think that could be something interesting. Maybe we'll talk about that. Then the another thing that Dr. Goldar talked about in this video is that there are two perceptions of value for your product or service. One is the value of the supplier, that is you. You are supplying, you are spending a lot of money, a lot of effort, doing so many things. So you have a large perception of your value. But the value of the market or your customers may not be the same. So that could be another hindrance or the real challenge for the marketing, and we'll talk about that as we go forward. Why I wanted to show you this video is that in this video, in this small 3-4 minutes, Dr. Goddard has summarized the whole thing, for which I'm going to spend 2 hours. This is a big difference, that makes me humble. That Dr. Goddard is such a great person. He could summarize it in 3-4 minutes, and I need to spend hours together to explain it. Now, first we must have a market constraint before we can even think of making any new offer. So, what is market constraint? Okay, in the simple language, you have more capacity than what the market is placing orders on you. If that is the case, if I could increase your sales tomorrow, immediately tomorrow by 20%, could you handle the increase while being 100% on time, without getting into firefighting mode, and still maintaining a competitive lead time? Now, I would say that you do not have market constraint. If you say, oh, yeah, I can do that, but my lead time might increase to some extent. I'm currently giving it lead time is about 2 weeks, but if you increase my sale by 20%, it could become say 3 weeks. Or I will put use some people for overtime, or maybe I might miss some of the due dates. If that is the case, that market is not the concern. Concern is internal. On the other hand, if you can say yes to this question, then and you could take this 20% increase in sales and not have any negative effect, then you do have a market or sales process concern, and then all the discussion that we'll be doing now will be relevant to you. So what is the typical situation around us? Supposing you walk into an office of a very hot prospect. He needs what you are doing, whatever products that you are producing or services that you're offering. And on that day, he has been interviewing a number of vendors, and you are the third vendor who has come to him. And as soon as you arrive there in his office, he says that you are the third vendor. Now let's cut it to the chase. Don't do a lot of blah 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 blah. Tell me one thing. Why should I buy from you? Why should I choose you over the others? What is the difference? So what will be your answer? The, the typical answers are like this. I'm not saying only you, but your competitors also may say some similar things. You will talk about your quality. Your quality is outstanding. You say we have great reputation. You are getting great results for your customers. You have a very knowledgeable and great employees with low turnover. You are highly responsive. You are innovative. You come up with new features. So you can trust us. See, this is what your competitors also have been saying. Maybe the words, the choice of words could be different, or if you are in a different industry, maybe few things could be different. But if you are in competition with other people, most of you are likely to talk the same thing. Now what? If it is similar thing, same version of it and all that, then then what happens? If you're saying the same thing, then what's the point? Right? So what the customer expects you to provide him a compelling reason for buying it from you. But what you are talking is some version of what most people say, or it is just typically that you're almost the same as your competitors, right? So that's the real point. So what? And also, it is not that you are identical, you are different. Maybe you are far better, okay, in some aspects than your competition. But precisely that point doesn't get conveyed or communicated correctly to the client. No, if you are by and large okay, you are similar and you have some something special, but that doesn't get communicated well. Think of the customer. How is he going to choose? So for him, it becomes only just one thing, one number. What is the price that you're offering? So if you and your competitors are saying the same thing, then by default, price becomes the criteria. So how do we look at it? We look at it from our point of view. The features that we provide. If you are selling some okay, vacuum cleaners, we'll talk about how cordless it is, bagless, easily maneuverable, this, that, and all that. Fine. What you are trying to promote, it really makes sense because you are telling the customer the features, the great features of your product. But there is another angle that we should consider. There is one more angle. And what is that angle? What if you were to approach it from the customer's point of view? People will say, what are you talking, Rajiv? We are trained people in sales and marketing. We always think from customer's point of view. Really? Let's see. The other approach that I'm saying that you should take from customer's point of view is slightly difficult. Not too difficult, but slightly difficult. It would mean developing an understanding of the ways in which the customers buy. That understanding is more important than solely talking about the best features that what you are selling. You need to dig a little deeper and see what is it that your customers are looking for. Of course, they are looking for the product or service that you are providing, but that's not all. It gets your package or bundle with something which you are not even aware of, perhaps. The simple answer is that they are looking for a solution to a problem or challenge that they are currently facing. Your product or service is definitely a solution. It's not add-on. That's the main solution. But that's not the only problem that is causing several negative effects for your customers. So typically, since you and your competitors sell similar goods or services, and yet you keep harping on how different you are, so it doesn't help. But if you look it if you look at it from the customer's point of view, you have the opportunity to produce something really great. That's something that your competition is missing, and an offer is almost unrefusable. To do that, you must understand your customer's current reality vis-a-vis you and your competitors and your industry. What is it that they experience when they deal with suppliers like you, and what problems does that create for them? Now somebody may ask, what are you saying, Rajiv? Are we creating problems for the customers? In fact, we are solving their problems by giving them our products and services. Yes, by all means. But along with that, you are adding something into the box. and that is causing lot of discomfort to your customer. If you supply products, it is important to consider the way you encourage your customers to buy. How do you okay? What are the terms okay that you okay cause? Typically, we have minimum order quantity. Minimum order quantity is typical, very okay, common. Uh, uh, it's very common. So, do you allow them to order just one unit, or you say no, minimum you have to buy 100 units? This reminds me of one ad. It was Swiggy ad perhaps. One old man is sitting at home watching TV. Bell rings. He goes and opens the door. Swiggy post is outside. He gives him a box. He opens it then and there. There is one gulab jamun. He eats it and he goes away. And the point that they wanted to convey that even you can order such a small quantity. But typically in businesses, we go by our own concepts or the traditional way, and we say that no, you have to buy certain minimum quantities, and not only you, the entire industry does it, and there are good reasons for that. So you never, you really don't encourage them to buy in small quantities. But you may okay, encourage them if they are willing to buy 6 months stock. You are more than happy to supply because it is easier for your company to take a large batch, pack it, transport full load of truck. It goes or multiple trucks. You are very happy, and also you are giving him some discount for that. So so your customer is also happy. So you are happy because it helps you for your local measurements of your efficiency because you are taking a large batch and customers get a good discount on price. So it's a win-win for both of you. Really? What is the flip side? If you are forcing your customers to take 3 to 6 months worth of inventory, what is this plight? Did you even had even chance to look at it? If you are sending him a huge quantity, first of all, you have to find a good place to store it. If it requires okay, some kind of inspection or QC, it's a burden on them because suddenly a lot of quantity has come and maybe they have to work overtime or something. It is also possible that your product may age. If it has some expiry date or something. It- Someday or the other, he has to pay you for that whole quantity. So it could be a pressure on the cash availability. And who knows, his product mix might change and the material that you have supplied might become redundant for him. And there could be even more. No, what you are giving him is some good price discount, and you are comfortable with your own efficiencies and having large batch and comfort in transporting and all that. And customer is also used because of the cash discount because the person who buys it is his caring that he has to reduce the cost of purchasing. So if he gets good discount, he is happy. Now we are seeing the this side also, and we are seeing the flip side also. So while on the surface they are good promotions, there there are implications for the way the customer must manage it, and these implications could be devastating. And this is the area where we can help, we can capitalize, and we can be different. If and only if you can map your customer's environment and their issues, you can engineer a solution which removes couple of key problems caused by you and your industry, your competitors. It might be almost nothing to do with the product that you are delivering. Product remains same, not required to improve it or do some innovation. Keep the same products, but find out the issues, the problems, the challenges that you and your competitors create for your customers and see how you can help them. You do this, and you will suddenly be offering something very different from your competition. You will stand out head and shoulders above others, and customer will not have any hesitation. It's a no-brainer. It's all obvious for your customer to choose you over everybody else because you know what they need. The amazing thing about the whole thing is you end up in selling business deals rather than just selling your product and services. So what is the situation? Somebody is lowering the price and others follow. Someone adds up an incremental new feature and everybody brings that in. This back and forth keeps on happening. What if there is some other way? And there is. That other way is decisive competitive age. Let us first understand, let's define each term, or rather the term competitive and competitive age and all that, and let's see how we can create that.